Massive demonstrations broke out across the country today and certainly right here in the DMV. The No Kings rallies protested President Trump's and actions that demonstrators believe are authoritarian. In the district, more than 100,000 people expressed outrage over ICE raids, National Guard deployments, and the ongoing government shutdown. The largest crowd seen down on the National Mall. And on top of that strong showing of folks in the district, many others were seen protesting in Maryland and Virginia. Let's take you now to some aerial shots of protests on Seminary Road overpass in Forest Glen. And joining us now live from Capitol Hill is Fox 5's Julie Donaldson with more details on what exactly this day looked like in D.C. Julie.
Yeah, hey, look, thousands gathered here at the National Mall, stretching from the Capitol all the way down to the White House, much like there were so many protests around the DMV in Virginia and in Maryland, same as there was across the country. As organizers said, more than 2,600 No King protests were organized and held throughout the day. Now, this is the second No Kings protest that has been held since Trump took office, and organizers say even more people turned out this time as momentum for the movement continues to grow. The crowds marched across the Arlington Memorial Bridge and down the National Mall, carrying signs and waving flags as chants echoed down Constitution Avenue as demonstrators called for greater accountability in government. Now, in Washington, Democratic Senator Bernie Sanders told the crowd, "We are here because we love America." And Bill Nye the Science Guy also addressed the crowd, saying, "We are confronting the possible end of our republic." In Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin mobilized the National Guard in anticipation of large crowds, but the protests, they remain peaceful. Organizers repeatedly urged participants to de-escalate if any tensions arose.
I just think there's been a lot of atrocities happening over the last year, and a lot of people have been losing their rights. Currently, the government shut down. People have been losing their jobs, access to funding, and I just, the more people that can come out, if we get the 3.5%, the more change that we can make as a people together.
I felt like this was the best way I could exert some pressure, I guess, and make my, I don't even want to say make my vote felt, but I just felt like being here, my presence here, would contribute to the greater whole.
Now, some Republicans called today's events Hate America rallies. Meanwhile, President Trump spending the weekend at his Mar-a-Lago home down in Florida. But he told Fox News on Friday that they're referring to me as a king, and I'm not a king. Sydney.
Julie. And as Julie mentioned, some speakers at the rally included politicians like Bernie Sanders and activists like Bill Nye. Nye, a D.C. native, has frequently attended protests across the area. At the rally, Nye invoked the Vietnam War and protests during the American Revolution as inspirations behind the No Kings movement.
Working together with this protest, peacefully, respectfully, we can, dare I say it, change the world!
As Julie mentioned, the president is not in D.C., but instead at a fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago tonight as these protests against his administration wind down. And crowds of people also marched today through the streets of New York City. The rallies in New York and the DMV, those were just a few of over 2,500 planned events across the country. The NYPD says over there about 100,000 people took part. No arrests were made. Some road closures remain in effect at this hour. D.C. police say that Pennsylvania Avenue from 3rd Street to Constitution Avenue Northwest is expected to be closed until 7 o'clock tonight. Many other road closures from earlier today, those have since been lifted.